breeze blowing, storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page life is about to begin. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. There'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend, Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Look on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here at Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation Pride.
All right, good morning, everybody. Got the original Andy Simmons tune there. Hope everybody's doing good. What's cooking? Let's flip on the old camera, make sure it's working. It's working. Oh, man, looking a little rough today. How's everybody doing out there in social media land? The land of social media. Is there such a thing? I don't know if there's such a thing or not. Hey, what's up? So we got YouTubers working. Hey, I see Yohel was messaging me. I was trying to text you last night, buddy. I was at the Kobe Steakhouse celebrating. Emily wanted to go there for her graduation party. So in between some JD and some yum yum sauce, I was able to text you back. What is it about Kobe Steakhouse and yum yum sauce? Oh my God, they don't even give you the red stuff anymore. Back in the day, it was the yum yum and the red sauce. Now it's just straight yum yum. We've become a yum yum society. Who loves the yum yum sauce? You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it was Sarah's last day of school. Emily's done. I just put Sarah on the bus. She sang a cute little song, Star Spangled Banner. I just posted it on Instagram and TikTok, so check that out. I think it's pretty good. I mean, obviously she can't sing all the words, but you got a good idea what it was. So hey, anyways, this is our Daily Brew. This is Louie. We talk about weather daily, pretty much every day. We talk about the tropics. We talk about weather. We talk about dogs and baseball and a lot of shenanigans, a lot of rays. But we got a little bit brewing in the tropics we need to talk about. So let's do that. I want to jump right into that. I think that's what everybody comes here for this time of year. Hey, Brian Shields, what's up, man? I got a big dog watching. Crap, now I got to be on good behavior, Brian. Louie always does this salute thing. Cheryl, you jumping the gun. Possible hurricane. Wait. We're not getting into that. The GFS 2 weeks ago taught us a lot. Weak tropical system, yeah. Even subtropical possibly, but it's showing signs we can see something tropical next week. We're going to get into that. All right, so 4 years now in a row, we got big supports from our buddies at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, located here in my great state of Florida. And I was born and raised in Florida, as were ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. So we have a lot in common. They're 85 years old. I'm only 48, I think. My dad used to go there when I was a little kid in Palmetto, Bradenton. Pulled into ABC. And I told Dad yesterday, I said, Dad, all that money you spent at ABC, they're giving right back to me now. things work in circles. But they're gearing up for the season, and they're big fans of our page. We really appreciate it, for sure. We are going to talk about the Tropics. Things are definitely brewing. Everybody likes their yum yum sauce. What's up there, Thomas? Marla, you do not like the yum yum. Marla, you're the only one on the planet. Darlene, good morning from Savannah. The blob, John. We got a lot of blobs. This is current radar, by the way. We're looking at current radar. I just saw my buddy Eric. How about the Rays? 5-4 last night. Good morning, Caitlin. Fort Myers. Good morning, Ruby. I don't know, but Florida Peninsula is going to get a lot of rain the next couple of days. Yo, you're right, buddy. It is. What's up, Keith Earl? How you doing, buddy? John Ferguson, how's it going? Hanging out in Sebring, David Bruns. I don't think you got any rain in Sebrings in a long time. It sounds like everybody in the middle of the state of Florida wants some rain. I had people posting from Okeechobee. They said it's the driest they've seen in a long, long, long time. Not as dry as Lake Mead, though. I follow a lot of videos on TikTok about Lake Mead, and it's amazing watching that water level drop. It's scary. I won't put you down, buddy. You're an ugly dog. Wait, what are you doing, man? He's like a statue. He's a good boy. That's 3 years of Louis. All right, so big storms brewing. We posted this last night. The HRR did a magnificent job predicting these secondary lines of storms today. And we still have some stormy threats here for the upper Gulf. That includes lower Louisiana, stretching all the way to the middle panhandle and upwards a little bit into Alabama, maybe a little bit into Mississippi. But tornado threat definitely still exists today. Strong squall lines coming in off of that Gulf of Mexico for the next couple more hours. Good news is the weekend it's going to be great for most everybody. So good news for that. But tropics, let's jump into the tropics because we have an invest. Let's jump right into tropical tidbits. I think it's 91E or something. I don't post on the page. I apologize. I just don't do it. I got to stick to Atlantic, and otherwise I'll burn out. But I do mention it a lot. But general thinking here, this is tropicaltidbits.com. This is going to become Agatha in the next couple of days. I think the NHC has it at 90% right now. Let's take a look real quick. I think it's at red 90%. We could see our first system of the year officially. 90% in 5 days. There you go. 60% in 2 days. 90% in 5 days. Should become Agatha. Could be quite strong. We'll get into that a little bit. But the thinking is this. A tropical, let me see, I gotta get my pointer working here real quick. For some reason, my thing has to be turned off and on, and then it'll work. It'll be happy. All right. So, general thinking is this. Our system is eventually going to turn up. Get it? Turn up. And we definitely are going to have possibly land falling hurricane to worry about there on in Mexico this weekend. Some of the latest, let's just jump right into it. Show you the latest, some of the latest strengths real quick, and then we'll get into the crossover. These are your latest models. GFS showing a 954 possible hurricane. That's pretty strong. This would be actually slowed down a little bit. Now we're looking at Sunday, Monday. Pretty significant hurricane possibly on the GFS, but we're not too concerned with the GFS because it started out miserably this season. Euro has been predicting a little farther to the west. A little more realistic, close to 989, 990. Hopefully it's not GFS strong. A little tick to the west. There's and the timing is about the same. This is Monday morning. The latest Canadian model, a little faster. This is late Sunday, 996. So the GFS again is the aggressive model. But anyway, there you go. All these are pretty close. Even back here, the icon, about 988, 990. So, landfall's really, really, really honing into, this general area. And we could be looking at a weak hurricane. That GFS is definitely the outlier for strength. But what happens after that? Let's talk about that. So, historically, I found this website. Here's a historic list of all the storms that have crossed over since 1840 something. I don't know how many y'all were around then, but there's been a few. There's been a few. Now this classification has to happen when there is evidence that, let's see if I can make this bigger, the structure remains intact. Okay? So, there has been a lot of systems with remnants that cross over. I get this question a lot, so I figured we'd talk about this while everybody's still here. So, in order for a system to keep that name, Agatha, it would have to maintain its structure. And that would mean tropical through the whole life over land. And with Central America, you have a lot of mountains, and this is a slower mover. So the likelihood of this thing retaining tropical characteristics is slim. Very slim. As a matter of fact, the last Atlantic storm to do this was Hermine. That was in 2010. This is more of a Texas storm, not Hermine that affected the Panhandle a couple years back. This is back in 2010. The last one before Hermine was all the way in 1949. So from 1949 to 2010, we didn't have any storm in the Pacific maintain itself. But if you read deeper into the article, we've had a lot of storms. And I couldn't find a list of these. This is what I was really trying to find. Tons of storms have been remnants and they reform. Very, very common. Our last one I posted earlier was Tropical Storm Amanda in 2020. Originally was Amanda, turned into Cristobal in 2020. That was just 2 years ago. So this system was a storm, got beat up over the mountains, reformed, and went straight north. That was in 2020. So that is more likelihood of what will happen. So people, ask that question all the time. The remnants will become a new name. So the likelihood of this thing staying as Agatha are slim. Then we had one in, we just a ton of them. It seems like every year there's some remnants of something. A lot of them go into the Pacific, Earl, Pacific. Here's Tropical Storm Trudy, 2014. What did it do? It didn't even show you. So this Tropical Storm Trudy, it remnants emerged in the bay. It subsequently developed into Tropical Storm Hannah in the Atlantic. Well, the graphic isn't correct. Oh, there's Tropical Storm Hannah. So that's the one. So whatever. So we'll see. All right. So what's going on next week? All right, let's look at the operational models. All right, so we obviously got the flow. All the models are predicting this thing to turn north up into Mexico next week, late next week, early next week. Here are what the operational models are going to say, and then we'll dive right into the ensembles. So here we go. Tropical tidbits. We'll just leave right here. So it's tropicaltidbits.com, great site, and here we go. The Euro has been the most consistent, showing a crossover, re-emerging into the Bay of Campeche next Wednesday, Thursday, down here in the Bay, and it's beginning that trek northeast. 996, not that powerful. Rainmaker, yes. Don't want to say only a tropical storm, but so far, a big, broad, low-pressure system. These take a lot of time to consolidate into little tiny storms, which could be stronger. But this is 10 days out. That's a long way away. The difference between what we're seeing and what we saw last week with Invest 90 was the only one model that was really showing organization was the GFS. We did have ensembles showing it, but the operational runs are still the big brains. the ensembles are all the little brains that go into the big brain. The Euro didn't show anything last week. The Icon briefly showed a weak tropical disturbance, which ended up being the winter. But what we're seeing with this system is we're seeing good support that we could see something come up from the Bay into the Gulf of Mexico. So I'm keeping a close eye on it. It's tropical season. This would be Saturday, Sunday. This is the Euro. But look, broad, low-pressure system, large. We can go to windy.com. Remember, everybody loves the windy site, but it defaults to Euro. Everybody thinks the windy's predicting it. Windy's predicting it. Well, the windy is just the Euro, and it's the GFS, and they have the icon now. So it's not its own model. You got to remember that Windy defaults to the European model, and so if Windy's showing it, that means the Euro's showing it. And here you go, big broad system. This representation here is a great shot showing we could have a sheared system. Center line, right here. When you see a lot of the convection off like that, that's usually an indicator of a lot of shear. Broader system, a lot of shear, bringing a lot of moisture possibly into Tampa, into Florida. Makes sense, right? So that's what we're watching for on that. I don't like looking at long range shear 10 days out. I can tell you that right now. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. So cheers, by the way. And listen, like we talk about all the time, the number one thing I've done, all the, we like to speculate. We look at models and have a, I don't want to say fun, because nothing about, some people don't think tropics are fun, but some people like tracking tropics. Your official graphics always should default back to the National Hurricane Center. And this is your 5-day forecast. Nothing's expected in the next 5 days. What we're talking about is past 5 days, okay? Past 5 days, even everybody will tell you, it's highly uncertain, a lot of variables, a lot of, like we saw the GFS, you can really get yourself worked up. So when I post the ensembles, I get the feeling that everybody sees all those spaghettis, and they're like, what the heck is all that? So I try to explain a little bit what that means in my post a little bit more. But if you're confused, you want official information, always go to the National Hurricane Center, and there's nothing brewing in the next 5 days. So that'll put you through the weekend with no stress. But we're talking about past 5 days, and this would be 10 days out. And this all stems back from a little vorticity here, zipping around in the bay, crossing over from the Pacific. There's our 850 vorticity, showing you low-level spin. This would be landfall sometime Sunday, Monday. It crosses over. A little bit of that energy reignites here in the bay. This is next Wednesday, Thursday, and then you can see it start to make that trek towards the northeast. So that's what we're watching. Now, let's go to some other models. The Canadian, in the past, used to be laughed at. I'm telling you, the last couple of years, I think the Canadian's done a really good job with consistency. I've noticed a lot of models do a lot of knee-jerk reaction runs, but the Canadian's very slow on their knee-jerk reactions. So here's next Wednesday in the Canadian, and I can see the same thing happen. It's almost mimicking the Euro 100%. Big, broad, low-pressure system next Wednesday, Thursday. And, look at that. A lot of juice out here Thursday, Friday to the north and to the east, indicating a sheared system. We'll look at this shear, even though I didn't want to. This is Friday. Now, the only thing interesting with the Canadian is it kind of tightens it up to a 989 millibar system at the last second. Very possible. Here's the Canadian. This is 10 days out. So we don't really know what the Euro's thinking past 10 days. The Euro's still farther south, way down here somewhere. So the question mark would be with the Euro, what happens here as it treks past that. But Canadian's a little faster. This is next Saturday, a week from Saturday. People want to know timing. If this scenario was to play out, we're talking a week from Saturday. Remember, Euro's slower. So again, it's really hard to take it seriously right now. But what we're looking for is the pattern, consistency, the fact that we're starting to see signs that this thing is going to regenerate possibly in the Bay in the Gulf of Mexico. So, but the Canadians definitely one to pay attention to if you got plans the following weekend, because it's a very plausible possibility, no doubt. So we have to keep an eye on that. So there you go. And then the other models we got, let's take a look at the Icon, which we love. It did very well last few seasons. It only goes out 160 hours, I think, or something like that, 180 or something. I don't know. But here's what the Icon's showing. So we got 3 models basically starting to show vorticity. And we can go to, I think it's how many hours out is it? It's It's 180. Yep, 180. So 180 hours out on this one doesn't really show it too good. See, 180 hours out is only next Wednesday, Thursday. But if we go to the tropical model site here, they have a little bit more, parameters for things. So we can go to Caribbean and look at some 850 vorticity. And if we go 180, and we'll zoom it in a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. So there you go. So even the icon, it's so hard to really see here, but you do see the wind barb starting to show some sort of a low pressure system starting to get going. So time frame is all about the same, all in this general area next Wednesday, Thursday. GFS is a little bit over here. I'll show you that, but the general thinking is that. So, all right, let's go back to the GFS and show you that. So the GFS, this is not believable. I don't know the pot. So the joke was years ago the Canadian. So here's next Thursday. So here's next Thursday. We can see a better shot with the vorticity here. Get an idea next Thursday, basically right here. So next Thursday, there's the GFS. Next Thursday, the icon is somewhere here, and the Euro and CMC are somewhere right here. So, and they're all pretty much, shooting it off northeast. The GFS has been doing the classic northeast motion, and it actually misses a lot of Florida into the Bahamas. But again, the GFS, we know, started the season out pretty rough. 18Z last night, a little farther to the north. You can see it very broad low the following weekend. Interesting to note, though, because the timing is the same as the CMC. So, that's what we're looking at. I keep clicking the same thing here. We keep looking at timing, and this is last night's 18Z run. You can see sloppy 1,000 millibar system. Remember, millibars gives you a really good idea. Typically, anything 990 and up is tropical storm. Sometimes you can have a Category 1, maybe in a 980. It's a very relative thing. That the Saffir-Simpson scale doesn't use barometric pressure for any sort of ranking. They all go by wind speed now, but just a general thumb, 990 to 1,000 usually is a tropical storm-ish. 980, you can start inching into hurricane range. But I've seen them the opposite. I've seen 990, mid-990s, possibly hurricane. I've seen 980, still tropical storm. But it gives you an idea. Most of these models are depicting a tropical storm at this point, if anything were to develop. The CMC is the most aggressive, 989 on approach, 991. Sheared system. So... what else is good? Hey, Nikki. But listen, during the winter, we talk a lot. I don't say hello enough. I know I hate that. But, and if we ever got a hurricane, the chat, I see 5 people at one time. Ever. And Shelly's right. Never discounted Category 1. I have a graphic that I show a lot of times that says... worst statement you can make in a tropic is it's only a tropical storm or it's only a Category 1, because usually the flooding is the problem. It's not so much the winds, the rainfall and the flooding. And what we saw with Ada could be surge. So water is usually your biggest problems with weaker storms. Is rain, flooding, rain, surge, isolated tornadoes coming in off of the Gulf of Mexico. So this is a very typical setup for early season storms. Very typical. So there's the 4 big models. I don't really know. I guess we can look at a Navy for fun, but it's not really a good model for anything. I feel bad. Navy model. Showing a little low pressure down here, but it's not one that you take very serious at all. The NAM never takes serious for tropical systems because it's extremely aggressive. All right, so let's rewind here. Let's go back to some ensemble model runs. And again, this is what's happening right now. This is pretty strong stuff happening right now along the upper Gulf Coast. So this low pressure. You can see it up here spinning right here. Check that out right there. And all this energy here is pumping again. Very slow moving system. This area has just been inundated the last 3 days of storms, tornado warnings. Pensacola yesterday. Again, brewing here right now. Right now, we have storms brewing again here in lower Louisiana, stretching towards the east here. So all this area needs to be watched for the next couple of hours. No official watch, though. It's tricky, I know. They don't issue watches. Here's the latest convective outlook for today. They actually changed it a lot. That's a huge difference from this morning. Tornado. All right, so there you go. There's your. This is today. Kind of jumping away from the tropics. This is fresh data from the SPC. But look, to the Panhandle, brown usually means tornado watches. So that's happening now, and we can still see some storms north today as this line spins in the action. Bring the action. Good news is tomorrow. Look, a little bit less tomorrow. For good news, I meant for here. Bad news for here. But they need a break. They need a break bad. They're tired of it. So the storms do shift tomorrow. Day 2 right here. Day 2 tomorrow. And then by Saturday, pretty much everything's gone. So that's the good news. The weekend's looking great. It has been looking great. We should have no problems anywhere for storms, at least along the Gulf and the Atlantic side. So that's good. If you got plans, this weekend should be good. Hope so. So yeah, still got storms. All right. So here we go. Let's talk about some ensembles. Let's look at that. So the big takeaway on these ensembles is, number one, the difference with this week's system than last week's system is we had ensemble support. We didn't have many operational run support. So this time around, we have a lot of operational support. So it's becoming a little bit more possibly believable. And we can't forget about talking about this Kelvin wave and strong MJO signal coming June 1st of June here. That's a pretty strong wave here of the MJO coming. And that usually is an indicator that if anything's trying to get going, then it's going to have a lot easier chance to get going as far as the storm goes. So that's working in a storm's favor for next week. Also working in the favor is the water temperatures continue to rise. The Atlantic anomaly map came out this week, and it's warming up pretty quick, as expected. But here's your weekly anomaly map, and the temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico are above normal. And we can take a look at that. Let's flip it over to Celsius or Fahrenheit, because that's what I do. All right, and then we can look at data. This is temperatures above normal. So pretty much the Gulf's all about at least 2 degrees pretty much everywhere. A little bit cooler down here, 1.5. This is above normal temperature for this time of year. So typically, first part of June, we're going to be, 2 degrees less than what we got right now. So water's a little warmer. MJO, 2 things that it would definitely enable the system to get going if it has the means to. Let's look at shear forecast real quick. I can go over here and we can look at it. I think we can look at it on the GFS shear forecast. Is pretty good. The funny thing about last week was, even though the GFS was showing a really big bad hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico, it was also showing a lot of shear in the Gulf of Mexico. So you had to wonder what the heck it was thinking when it was showing a storm, and but we had all that shear. So here's next Thursday. You can see quite a few little members. That's confusing. That's the mean. You can kind of get an idea. Here's all the members. Cyclone data. There's kind of the flow. It's very confusing, I know. I put this out there. Maybe I shouldn't put it out there. It gets people confused. But these are all the different brains of the GFS. And what it tells me is the majority of them believe that if something were to form, this is the general motion. You look at things like that. You look at then you look at the shear forecast. This is classic. This is next weekend. Look at this is totally predictable. This is very what we could be seeing. Let's slow her down a little bit to next Friday. So next Friday, right here. Here's next Friday. If we did have a system like the Euro and the Canadian model are depicting, the wind shear is coming out of southwest, west-southwest, meaning that we would have a pretty high likelihood of a sheared system, meaning that most of the upper cloud tops are get blown off to the east, to the northeast. Very common this time of year. That's what we talked a lot about last week's system. All this Gulf shear right now early in the season. So it makes me believe that, the chances of a, strong hurricane, well, maybe any hurricane, are very slim. 989 pressure, 985, you're inching on a possibility. The waters have been a little cooler here along the shelf here of the Florida West Coast. That could bring a little weakening at the last second. So, again, we're likely at this point. We're likely looking if we were to get anything, we were looking at a weaker storm, higher end tropical storm. A lot of shear, meaning all the rains and stuff pushed off because of these strong upper level winds. So that's what it's looking at right now. Obviously, things can change, but looking at things like the radar here again. Let's zoom back in on the CMC. This is classic. This is what a sheared system looks like as it approaches. Here's a great shot. And you can see what I'm talking about. Almost no storms on this side. That means all the upper level clouds are getting blown off to the east. And what that could mean, though, is a lot of rain the following weekend. Now, the Euro's a little slower, which means it could be, past the weekend. But definitely, this is coming together. So anyway, that's about it. Like I mentioned, majority of models are showing a Mexico landfalling hurricane, possibly hurricane, this weekend, later the weekend. There's nothing official yet on the NHC. It's still at 90%. So we'll have to wait on them. It's 90%. It would be Agatha. So far, 3 of the 4 models showing 990-ish range, which would be tropical storm, maybe low-end Category 1 hurricane. So, again, the GFS is the only one that's been nutty and aggressive. So who lives up in the Panhandle and the Upper Gulf? Who's tired of the rain? John wants to know the dust map. Let's take a look at the dust map. Dust should be about done. We had that big plume of dust come across. It was expected that by midweek now and tomorrow and Friday, it should be really gone. And I'm sure it is. Let's see, tropical Atlantic. I don't know if we have anything else coming though. Let's see. So here's where we're at now, the 26th right now. There you go. A little bit of dust here in the Caribbean. But it's going to fizzle out a little bit for you, John. You might get a little bit. The 29th, that would be this weekend. A little bit of dust coming through. But after that, there's our next plume setting up. And that would be next June the 4th. So remember last week, too, with Invest 90, we had that big dust plume here that came in. And if 90 started to develop, then it would have helped choke it. So 90 had a bad road ahead. It had dust in the initial, and then it had a lot of shear. So, and then it ended up at the last second getting a little organized as it came through. But that's the next dust plume. This here is the third. That's the next biggie. I know we got a lot of people down there watching in the Virgin Islands and Lesser Antilles. So you got your next little surge next week coming. I wanted to look at the water temperatures too here real quick, so I have that on my brain. But I do believe the shelf waters here by the Gulf here are a little bit cooler still, which would mean now your anomalies are warm, yes, but you also got to look around 80 degrees is what they typically say you need. Nothing's science. I mean, nothing's guaranteed. But usually 80 degrees is what you're looking for. And I don't like this map. Where's the other map? Oh, I know, a different map. All right, let's look at a different map. I like the colors. I'm more of a color guy. I like crayons. I like eating crayons as a kid. I wonder what the effects are of eating crayons. All right, this is a little better. So let's fast forward to 3-day average. So there's your 3-day average. I mean, it's not perfect, but it gives the point what I wanted to make about this last second weakening if we already had something. All right, so 27 degrees. I think that's what I have listed because I'm a terrible Celsius guy. Yep, 27 degrees is around 80 degrees. So now I have to find where it's at again because I open up so many dang windows. So our standing joke is we've crashed Chrome twice in 2021. We'll see how many times we crash it in 2022. All right, so here's your sea surface temperature averages basically till today. And you can see anything this brighter orange is around 27, 28 degrees. Pretty warm. But when we get here, this yellow area is 26 and a half degrees. So this area is not as hot. Meaning that we could have whatever happens if we get something to form here. Adding this wind shear along with cooler shelf waters on approach, the likelihood of any sort of rapid intensification or any intensification is slim to none. So what we're looking at, like I said, at this point, would be a classic sheared tropical system. There you go. So that's, upper steering patterns. We can kind of look at that, I guess. That'd be kind of fun. Let's take a look at that here. What we got brewing in the atmosphere, that time frame. Oh, we'll just go to 500 real quick. So next weekend, so we got, this is June 1st. There's a little, so we got squishing high pressures to the, so you can kind of see why. So we got a high, little opening here, and it looks like this high would probably keep it on trucking. So just kind of get an idea why we're pulling to the north here. But yeah, it makes sense. 10 days out, it slows it down. That's a 6Z. You see your little opening here. This is the euro. Low pressure is a track, basically. So this is next Friday. You can see high pressure here. And we always have high pressure here. So you can see the euros thinking this high pressure keeps it. A lot of times history repeats it. Anything down here ends up doing that. But this one's definitely got a northeast bias here. But that's because it looks like we have a high pressure system pushing off to the west here. So like I said, this is so hard to predict long range stuff. But at this time, you can see basically that high pressure should be ruling to the west, enabling this thing to keep on trucking northeast. So that's it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. No reason to worry. I'd be more worried about today's storms. Let's look at future radar today. Future radar today is very important. Let's see if these storms maintain any intensity. They're expected to in at least another hour. All right. Well, there you go. There's your next another possible squall line developing here down by the. This is later this out. So look. So here's possibly noon Eastern time. Possibly another 2 hours from now. So we could see another line of storms brewing. This is early afternoon. And look at high pressure over Florida just squashes anything. Now there is a skinny little squall line tomorrow. So it's good. Like I said, good news. It's about over. The end is near. Go out there and hold a sign. The end is near. Weather, that is. Hey, Stephanie Stokes, what's up? Our Panama City connection. Memorial Day weekend? Well, no, but Memorial Day weekend's phenomenal. Very little. Hey, Ross, I have not been checking that out. I'm sorry, man. I need to look at that. David Burial says eating crayons turns something else in a different color. Sniffing glue. Wasn't an airplane Elmer's glue or something? Panama had record rain, by the way. I read that. I don't know if it was for yesterday. I think it was for yesterday. They had their one-day record rainfall, almost 3 inches of rain. Dean Ola, good morning. How's it going? Rebecca says, make it stop. Rebecca's sick of the rain. Corrine, Panama City, looking forward to a pretty weekend. You got it. You can almost bet money on it. Hello, Mr. Mayor. Oh, I don't know about that, man. I appreciate it, though. Indy 500. Oh, yeah, we could look at that. Indy 500 forecast. We'll look at daily rainfall totals here in a second. But this is today. This is good. So let's talk about the rest of today. So this is we got a squall line again. Another squall line. Pensacola. This is around noontime. We got another squall line setting up. It's going to push east. This is Tallahassee, 3, 4, 5 o'clock. So you got another squall line brewing today. Unfortunately, this is through tonight. We could have some rains into Jacksonville and the East Coast. Another strong line up towards South Carolina through Georgia. So look at this frontal line ahead of this. This is the final push. It's like the final countdown. What was that song? The final countdown. And then our last little squall line tomorrow. This is tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. And there's our last skinny little squall line tomorrow afternoon, all the way up through Charlotte, Raleigh-Durham, through South Carolina, through Savannah. This is tomorrow around noon, 1 o'clock. And maybe some through I-4, very light rain. And look at that. I'm coming. All right, Indianapolis. Here we go. Let's look at 6-hour precip. Okay, 6-hour precipitation. All right, so we're going to fast forward here. This is, here's tomorrow morning rains. Here is tomorrow morning into early afternoon rains. Here is tomorrow evening rains. Here is Saturday morning rains. I don't see any. You're going to wake up to an awesome Saturday morning. We should play. I can't play it because Facebook would bust me, but the best scene of the world, my favorite movie of all time was Forrest Gump. One of my favorite movies. But that scene when Forrest said, and one day it just started raining. It rained sideways, up from the ground. But you're going to get your sunshine. That's what I'm getting at. Because, man, this whole upper Gulf has been... I remember somebody messaging me early week or last week, is it going to rain all week in Destin? And I really didn't do my homework enough. I did then, but this has been an amazing, slow-moving, multiple... we've had Gulf blobs, we've had squalls, we've had crazy systems coming in off of Texas yesterday morning and the day before. I mean, it has been a wild week of weather for the South. A lot of tornado warnings, lots of high wind warnings. But the good news is, like I said, here's Saturday, a little bit of normal afternoon stuff here down in South Florida. You need that. That's part of life down there. Sunday morning, oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that? Nothing. Sunday morning, nothing. Indy 500 looks phenomenal. This is all through Sunday. Only thing we got popping here, South Florida a little bit, Saturday a little bit, Sunday. Normal stuff. Normal. And then Monday. Man, we got 3 days of awesome weather coming up. Harold's getting a little bit out west. But look at that. Perfection. You couldn't have ordered a better Memorial Day weekend. So, there you go. just hang on a little bit. But, man, back to Kobe's last night. Oh, I haven't been there in so many years. I should have wore the hat. I'm going to go get the hat. I got it sitting over here. Oh, I got the Kobe hat. Remember these things? Look at. I didn't wear it. It was for the girls last night. But we'll wear the Kobe hat. It's great, man. Yum yum sauce. Trent Hogg, did you make it to Montana, buddy? Cool, man. That's great. Hey, shout out to all the teachers out there, by the way. Listen, Sarah's school, car-wise, great school. We are so lucky. I don't know about other school areas, but Upper Pinellas County has been phenomenal for our kids. I mean, all the way through elementary school to high school. I mean, Sarah, obviously with Down syndrome, has had the best teachers on the planet. She put together this amazing little book of every month showing a picture of Sarah. Crazy Hat Day. I mean, she put this together for all the kids, I'm sure, because obviously not all the kids have Sarah in their pictures. There's Sarah dressed up in December. So shout out to all you teachers and what you do. All this stuff you don't get paid extra for. So much time is spent. Even Julie with emails with her high school trying to keep Emily's grades in line, because it's tough, man, with softball and being a student athlete. I get it, man. It's just hard on these girls, man. So they've all taken the time to email Julie back and after hours. So we've been very lucky for sure for our kids. So summer's here. Yay! Hey, what's up with Greg Montgomery? Hey, by the way, did you see the Direcco? Hey, we should do that, Greg. When is it? So Hurricane Week in Florida? When is it? We have a tax-free week. I know that. I should know that kind of stuff. Every county, state, Florida tax-free. I think it's July 1st through 7th. Wait a minute. Disaster Preparedness Sales Tax Holiday. Here it is. Let's drag it over here and read it. So it's 14 days. May, that's 2 days. Greg Montgomery, thanks for reminding me. I need to post that. So in Florida, at least, we have a sales tax disaster preparedness sales tax holiday, May 28th through June 10th. Flashlights, lanterns, radios, tarps, coolers. That's no Yetis. Generators, $1,000 or less. Also includes items related to safe evacuation of household pets, smoke detectors, fire extinguishers. So that's coming up. I have to post it. It's 2 weeks. I think it's longer than normal. It used to be a week. Now it's 14 days. So that's a good time to buy storm prep stuff for sure. Who needs a generator? Tiffany? Well, let me tell you what. Softball highlights, James? Yes. Correct. May 28th. There you go. We got to make sure we do a flyer. Hey, if you're a fan of Mike's Weather Page, then there's no other generator on the planet to think about than Furman. They are our biggest fans. They do so much for the weather community. They do so much outside of the weather community. They even sponsor NASCAR. But they're great people. I got a little inverter one. You can't even hear it run. I got a tri-fueler. They got a big battery one coming out now that's going to be as powerful as a generator, but it's battery. Some of their newer generators now have carbon monoxide detectors on them. So, wonderful company. You can buy them at Costco, Lowe's, a lot of big, large retailers. And they offer a special 30% discount to our fans. Can you believe that? Free shipping. I mean, come on. So, highly recommend them. Be part of our Furman family. And listen, when you buy a Furman generator through Mike's Weather Page, they send a bag full of swag. Like cool stuff. They send you with Mike's Weather Page stuff. So yeah. It's awesome. It's great. Cool stuff. Oh, look at that. We just got a tornado watch. Just popped out. Wait a minute. 8:45. No, that's not. I thought that was a tornado warning. But anyway, there's our tornado watch. Let's leave that up. All right, we'll just leave that up. I missed that one. I kept talking about tornadoes. I guess they posted it at the start of our live because I get confused with Central Daylight Time. So tornado watch, we'll leave that up. What else we got to talk about? So next week, Tropics. Could be a little crossover action. Remember, if you're just tuning in, likelihood to be a new name, meaning Alex. Very few systems maintain tropical characters. Oh, we just had an audio glitch. Very few tropical systems maintain their tropical characteristics on a crossover to the Atlantic. So the lower levels get tore up by the mountains, and once they get tore up, they maintain circulation, and that's why we get a lot of remnants reform over the Gulf and Bay of Campeche, but not maintaining the tropical characteristics. So when you look at the 500 level, you can kind of see that it maintains somewhat. And let's take another look here. I like this. We get 500 millibar here. Let's take a look. So again, locally, the weather's about done. Weekend looks great. A lot of people ask about Memorial Day. Weekend looks phenomenal. Thank goodness. The timing of what we could be watching next week would be more middle of the week to the end of the week. Could it affect next weekend? Yes. Could is the big word, but we have enough model support to at least keep talking about it. So your 500 millibar shows really good there. I wish I could zoom in a little better on Central America. Let me see if I can find Central America. I want to really get in on it. There we go. All right. So what we're going to watch here is 500 millibar. This is your mid-level spinach. There you go. Very well-defined system. This is Monday on the Euro. And when it crosses over land, you can see it maintain that spin here on the mid-level. And then it keeps it spinning here as it treks off to the northeast. So that's why I would probably lose the lower level spin. And, I know what I was going to show. I meant to do that. All right. And then, so there you go. That's it. We talked about that a lot. Greg is on the line. Hey, Greg's on the line. Age, sex, location. Come on. Everybody knows I used to flirt on AOL. Greg, your storm already made Wikipedia, man. So I really missed the ball on this one. They had a big storm in Ontario and Quebec over the weekend. It was a fast-moving, intense derecho, May 21st. That was, over the weekend, 5 days ago. And it had a lot of power outages, caught a lot of people off guard. 89 mile an hour was recorded at Lake Memphremagog, Quebec. So, yeah, that was pretty big weather news that I missed, unfortunately, talking about. 118. How could that be? Peak wind gust measured, estimated. So they had an estimated wind gust of 118. The highest measured was 82. Power outages. I don't know if Greg, does your power outage map cover Canada? I don't know. We will find out. I don't think it does. We'd have to find. There's still, as of last night, there was still 150,000 people without power up in Canada. Eh? Does that make anybody mad? I shouldn't say that. Eh? I don't know. Eh? What's up? Nope. No Canada. So I don't even know where it's at. Regions? But anyway. I just want to point that out. That was a pretty big weather event that I missed over the weekend. Yeah, so there you go. That's it. Record rainfall still got flood potential maps. Let's take a look at that for today. We still got to worry about rain. We got a moderate flooding chance today. From Mississippi into the Florida Panhandle today, stretching all the way up to the Carolinas, we got to worry about flash flooding. Obviously, we get these rain train events where the rain just keep flowing in. They call them rain trains, and sometimes you can get some pretty heavy-duty rains that just don't want to move. Florida radar, we can take a look at that real quick. Just kind of get an idea. This is a really good radar. I like this one coming up. This is Southwest Water Management, puts them all together, but you can just see that constant flow here coming in off of the Gulf of Mexico, and that's, they can spawn some, some tornadoes, and they have, obviously. So that line is going to continue for the next hour or so. So you got to keep an eye on this squall line, new squall line developing. It's been like 484 squall lines have hit Upper Gulf in the last 3 days. All right, well, hey, it's good. We need a widget for Canada, I know. Sponsored by Molson Beer. All right. Say what's up, Bill Lauderdale. How's it going? How's camping doing, man? Yo, hell, what's up, buddy? We're trying to get Greg on the cruise, yo, hell. Greg, I got some inside info for you. So yeah, we keep booking cruises, man. I think we're going to hit our 100 cabin mark. You don't want to miss it. It's in March. It's a ton of fun. It's the beginning of hurricane season in March. A lot of events are planned. Scavenger hunts and bar crawls and slot poles and meet and greets and cocktail hours and after hours. And we got a messaging system in place this time around that we're going to be able to let everybody know through the app and your phones where the crew's at. So like 1 in the morning when Julie's asleep, I text the group and I'm like, hey, anybody up? I'm heading to the nightclub. And we did that our own little way through the Facebook group, but we're going to have a better way to contact everybody. We have a designated person from the cruise line this time around that's actually going to be there to help and organize everything. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're also doing a special brew crew VIP party the day before at a hotel right there at the port. And it is the official hotel. A lot of people come in a day early. Need to, Jason, if you're watching. So, good times. Got some pictures here on a slideshow. Coming fast. This is in March. So, all right. So here's what I do. It's an hour. So I upload everything to the podcast. If you would like to listen and you're into that thing, there's a free podcast. Get about 100 downloads a day. Also streaming live on YouTube. Got a great lunch lined up next week with our friends from Universal Roofing Contracting. We had one of our MWPs reach out to him yesterday, so that's awesome. Wonderful company. We talked a lot about them yesterday, but if you need any roofing, for sure. YouTube's growing. We really appreciate the YouTube support. I'm also streaming live on Twitter now, which is new. Getting a lot of people on Twitter getting to watch us over there. Let's take a look at that. Let's make sure there I am. So Twitter's a good source, and like I said, TikTok and Instagram. I'm going to do a little video on Instagram and TikTok here in a minute. There's Sarah singing this morning if you want to check that out. But I'm going to do a video update here a little bit for Instagram. Instagram went to a minute and a half now with their reels. And that's pretty cool. So I can do 30-second longer. Here's Sarah this morning. Check this out. This is funny.
All right, she's going to sing for everybody. All right, girl.
Now you got to guess what song it is. So I got that on it. You go check it out. Stephanie, you gotta go. Come on, it's a year away. Walkie-talkies. We can do that. We'd be walking around. We should have the old two-way radios. James says softball's highlights. I got to put this on there. I mentioned it a couple of times. I don't even know if Emily knows this yet. Emily, are you awake?
Yeah.
Do you see your post on Twitter?
I did.
Ah, look at that. There she is. Made County PCAC. Big morning. Me and Mom were excited. Were you excited when you saw that?
Yeah.
Pretty. Huh? I know. She's laughing. I'm wearing her hat. You're going to the beach. All right. So here's your highlights, James, and then we'll call it a day. All right. So, so we're back to travel ball. We love travel ball. A lot of fans follow us. I love the softball community. But she got to pitch last weekend. She hadn't pitched since February. But check these out. These are 8 strikeouts. I'll keep my hat on for you. What's up, Anna?
Hey.
Yeah, I know. Where's yours? Don't lose your hat. Change up. Oof. Got a wicked little curveball going on there. How come? Oh, it's not on the screen because I got full screen. Oh, well. But, yeah, so this weekend's a big USA championship this weekend. We got 5 games, 5 7-inning games. So this will be a good test on the team. All the girls getting back out of high school. So we'll see how this weekend goes. But, yeah, she had a good weekend, man. I was pretty proud of her. Hitting the corners, man. Curveball, screwball, working hard. Shorter games, too. It's really weird getting back in it because we're used to 7-inning games. So, all right, cool beans. Well, hey, listen, we'll be live tomorrow. Why doesn't Mike acknowledge Shelly anymore? I did. I said hi to her this morning. We're fighting. Hey, bye. Be safe. And then what? Are you coming home?
Yeah.
Okay. Shelly. Because I don't know her name. Her name's Sheila. Oh, my goodness. All right, anything else I missed? Nancy, good morning. Thank you for the stars. Appreciate that. Jamie said Pensacola is just unending. It does feel like it. You got one more round coming. Karaoke. Shelly, that's your microphone. Did you notice? Shelly mailed that microphone for Sarah, as a matter of fact. That is Shelly's microphone. But hey, we're ready for the heart of the season. We're nonstop now until October, and we got to just get through it. I got a new laptop supposed to be here today. I hope it comes today. I got my monitor I showed everybody excited about. So I'm setting up my mobile command. There'll be a couple days we're off. Next week we're off on Thursday, but I'll still be reporting. I just won't be able to do lives. And then June 13th through the 17th, we got a family vacation finally. But hopefully there's no storms. The MJO looks good for me. Hey, you two, quit it. Come here, Hunter. Let's see if I can get Hunter over here. So here's the MJO. Does it look good for my cruise? Let's see. Yeah, it's starting to lighten up a little bit. So maybe we'll have that big surge next week, and then we'll have a little break here in the middle part of June. Hopefully. All right. Well, we're watching for that crossover. Again, and then we also had this map. I shared this one yesterday. I had a lot of comments about this map. Now listen, you got to read the key down here. The key. Nobody read the key. Nobody reads anymore. You got to read. Come here. All right. Everybody want to say Hunter. There's Hunter. There's little Hunter. Hey, let's put the hat on Hunter. That's probably going to go right over him. Ready? Who turned out the lights? What the heck was that? So I posted this yesterday, right? And everybody saw this yellow blob here. Oh, I can't. Man, my damn pointer's not working again. This stupid thing. Let's see if I can fix it one last time. All right. So, hey, you stop it. So everybody saw this yellow line right here, right? They're like, oh my God, what's coming to Florida? You want to play with your brother? Is that what you're doing? But you got to read down here and look. Look. Connect the dots here. Yellow, 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 yellow. Yellow is below average rainfall. It doesn't mean we're getting a system. But what this map did show was this. Red and white lines means development of a tropical cyclone, moderate chances. And that is on both sides of Central America. So that's, got to look at the colors. Okay. Last thing I got to tell you so I don't forget. The funniest thing, Julie told me yesterday, she said, Hunter did the most funniest thing she's ever heard in her life, or saw in her life. So ever since we got him chopped, he's been pulling out all these toys because we signed up for Chewy and we got 100 dog toys now. And he went and pulled one of these dog toys out. And yesterday, Julie wanted Sarah to do some chores, so she made Sarah put all the toys back. Well, when she put all the toys back, Hunter got mad, started taking them all back out. He jumped into the toy box and he started throwing them out with his mouth. Like he was mad. So I got to do a video because now they're all back all over the house again. So Hunter has become a spunky little kid that refuses to clean his room like his sister, Emily. And I give up on that. So anyway. All right, so that's it. We'll see everybody. What's up, Rich Reamer? How you doing over there in Old Galley? Alan Wilson. Hello, Hunter. What's up, Lisa Reed? What's up? So there you go, Gail. Yep, we know. Every time I plan a trip in the last 2 years, we've had a storm. Well, year before it's because we had 500 storms that year, and it was busy year. All right, so hey, we'll be live tomorrow. Have a great Thursday. Pay attention to the upper Gulf. Pay attention to flooding north as we get these rain training events. Unfortunately, sometimes in the mountain foothills, we could have some flash flooding to watch. So just, watch your radar. Good news is Memorial Day weekend looks phenomenal for most everybody, other than just some normal spotty rain south of I-4 in Florida. So nice several days ahead of us, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And that's good news at least, right? Okay, well, that's it for me. We'll see you. Be good. Cheers. Bye.